Welcome to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the things you should be doing in your storm shield defenses and endurance runs, and the things you should not be doing. Earlier today I went and I played some storm shield defenses, and I just noticed like a lot of things people shouldn't be doing, but they're doing it because that's how the game kind of taught them. That's how Fortnite taught you to play, and they're just not thinking outside the box. So just from doing some storm shield defenses, helping others, you get those mini reward llamas. There's about 4k gold. Not 4k, but enough gold for what I need anyways. So let's just hop right to this. The one thing you're trying to do too is keep your storage kind of not filled, so you actually have more room to take things out of your storage and build it into those storm shield defenses, because you're just going to build exactly what you need. That's it. Don't overbuild it, so then that way you always have room in your storage for the items that you're going to need. I know for the new people, this is going to help you. I'm going to give you a little bit of advice on some of your storm shield in Stonewood, but this is for everybody to know. Whether if you're in Plankerton, Canny, or Twine, this is really going to help. Because technically for Stonewood and Plankerton, you don't gotta build nothing to do any of those storm shield defenses. You don't gotta build a big base. You don't gotta build a lot of traps. You don't have to build anything. The only thing you're gonna need is anti-air traps for Stonewood, for your endurance, and again in your Plankerton, just some anti-air traps. But you don't need no tunnels. You don't need no nothing. You don't need anything, because you can just shoot everything until you get to Canny. Canny, you have to start building. Twine, you have to build. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, this next part is just for the new people, and
we're
then
ready to expand again.
Go on for everybody.
When you're ready to start the fight, select Expand Shield from the Storm Shield console.
The game's gonna teach you how to build right here, and then you knock it down, right? Because you don't need anything around your amplifiers. The game teaches you to build around it, to protect it, and a lot of people that I've noticed now take that tutorial and they say, okay, this is where we got to build our base. And I have come across low-level people in Stonewood all day today, and in Plankerton, and even up in the Canny, that they're just building massive bases on the amplifier, but nothing in the spawn. And then they're shooting them all the way up to the base, which is just wasting your durability and resources to craft them bullets, to craft those weapons, to keep doing it. You don't need to do that. That's absolutely pointless. So for the new people, obviously your first fight's going to be right out here. That's fine. Fight. After that, go unlock your amplifier and don't build nothing around it. Just learn where they're coming from and then start building towards the spawn. You're going to have a barrier. Eventually, you're not going to have a barrier. So build as close as you can to the barrier and then start building back towards your base. So then that way, they're taking damage. They're actually spawning out here. Right? So by the time they get up here, if they even make it past this point, they're one tap. One bullet. That is it. I mean, they're not even making it. They're not making it past this. It's impossible. They're just not making it. So this right here, I don't even need. That I don't need. That I don't need. But I have it there just for an emergency. But that's definitely an overbuild. That's just for show. That's for show. And my chaos, I'm never gonna get rid of that. But I destroyed all of this just to show you, you don't need it. Now, if you unlock an amplifier and you're old school or you're unlocking amplifiers, that's fine. Unlock them, but don't build nothing. Because if you don't know where they're spawning from, that's fine. Go get into the fist fight with them with your weapons. Learn the spawn. Take the loss if you lose. If not, don't worry about it. But you don't have to build a single thing for Stonewood and Plankerton. If you have the ammo and the people gave you the 130s or 144s, use it and just plow right through it, because you're not going to need nothing until your endurance run. And then with your endurance run, the only thing you're going to need are these anti-airs. That's it, just to stop the meteor showers. Only on some of the bases. So as you play your endurance, you'll know where to place the anti-airs, because it will never change. Alright? So you learn where they're spawning from, then build accordingly. I have seen people today that have got a lot of time in and they build these gigantic bases and they're spawning and they're getting overrun. And the fight is right here. Because they got a big, humongous base here with a whole bunch of traps. But you got to remember that the trap hits and then there's a cooldown. Then the trap hits and there's a cooldown. And they're not killing everything with it. So their walls are getting pummeled in and they're doing a lot of repairing and they're going through a ton of ammo when they don't have to. And if you're building a base, you're not trying to shoot because you're building a base. So the purpose of building a base is to sit back, start your storm shield defense, eat a Twizzler, and let your base do all the work. You're not trying to shoot. You did all that time save your durability, to save your resources. Now, I built just what I needed to survive an endurance run. And I kept track of where the enemies made it to. So I had a base back here, and the farthest they made it was right here. So I destroyed everything back there. The farthest they made it was right here. I just left this here to actually accidentally knock this down, but that would be in steel, and they just kept walking straight. Because if not, they'll just come right up here and they'll die. But they made it right here from my traps. So I destroyed everything that was back here, so that freed up space. And I cleared up a lot of stuff that I didn't need. This was really overbuilt. I have a previous video on it. So I don't need that. So it frees up space. And now as you destroy things, that all goes into your inventory. So if you have a big base and you start placing your traps on it, those resources come right back, right? And when you're destroying everything you don't need, those resources are now going to your storage. Now what you can do is you can free up this storage if you want by just building. Okay, so I've got some extra. I farmed a lot. Now you can just overbuild and just place traps all over the place so it will take room out of your storage. That way you have more room in your storage for other types of items that you may want. So out here, I can probably build 4 more stacks of these 3 materials: wood, steel, and brick. And what I've done here is that I got a perfect 5K stack. I came out here and I built from right here, all I do is hit this, and I got a perfect 5K of brick. So, same thing with the steel. I don't want that in my storage. My planker tin, it's just built to the wall. More traps than I'll ever need, and that's a storage facility. So if I need traps, I go in there and I start destroying traps. And then I'll get my resources from destroying those traps. My canny, I actually have these bases built in canny right here off on the side of the map, and on the underneath it I have ceiling drop traps. On the floors I have wooden floor spikes. I have the retractable floor spikes. I have gas. I have everything built inside with just, it's just traps and traps and traps. So if I need traps, all I'll do is I will just hit that piece and I get 5K material and all the materials to build my traps that I need. So that's another thing that I do. So then that way it's just not in my storage. I use the available free space that I have left over from building, and this base is specifically built for exactly to last a whole endurance. That's it, nothing more. I destroyed everything else. So that way I can just make storage. And I'm not going to place no traps in any one of these. This is just going to go up. I still do my endurance in stonewood because I never craft ammo. I just start an endurance and I sit back and I just go pick up all the ammo, and then I put the ammo in my storage container. I just save the ammo because I'm not going to craft it. So this is all my ammo that I've accumulated, and I just hold on to it. So that is the good thing about doing an endurance run, is I'm not using any material to craft my bullets. When you get to late game and you're doing your twine, that's where you're gonna get your God Robe legendary perk up and your epic perk up to make your weapons. I mean, you get a lot of it. So I just consistently do them. Like I said, you don't need nothing out here. So don't build here and then shoot. Build out there, and if they happen to get through, they're just one bullet. And they're dead. They're weak. That's all I really have to say on that. It's entirely up to you guys how you want to do it. But technically, don't build a base. You shouldn't build a base and then be fighting. If you're going to build a base, let your traps do all the work. Another thing here, let's get into this. A lot of people get rid of their survivors. It's not something you want to do. You want to be able to drop a trap and have it do, you want to be able to have it do it 100 times and plus. I can drop wooden floor spikes and we're going into about 1,500 uses. It's pretty good. Save your survivors that have trap durability. You don't need trap damage. You just need trap durability. So the more times those traps can go off, the longer. That's less resources you have to use to replace that trap during your endurance run. And a lot of people get rid of all of their survivors that are blue, purple, because they only want the legendary ones. You know how long it's going to take for you to get all of your legendary survivors with trap durability? This is trap durability. I mean, you're going to be going through a lot of... You're going to be grinding this game for a very long time. Because you need those survivors with trap durability. So what you do is you just replace. When you go do an endurance run, I go here, I go to squads, and I start taking these guys off. And I start putting in my trap durability guys. And then that way, when I drop a trap, I got a lot more uses for it. And here they all are. Right here. They're not leveled up. Some of them are. These guys are leveled up. Right? But I just start placing them. Yep. My 134 drops. I don't care. I don't care that it drops me to a 124. I could care less. All my traps pop off. With a lot of uses. I have a lot of other characters that I save. That I use. When I want my SMG to pop off, I put nothing but weapon damage across it. And my typewriter can hit pretty hard. Extremely hard. So I always save the survivors to make my build for what I'm going to do. So be mindful of that as well. There's your legendary perk up. I don't have a lot of it. I just went and made a couple things for somebody. So I was showing them something. But it's really important that you use your time wisely so you're not just sitting there constantly on a grind when you don't got to be on a grind. Put that grind to a good benefit, and it makes life a lot easier in your end game. A lot easier. Because you're not going to have to, it's just going to be a lot easier. It's going to be so much easier. Because you've used your time, and you're putting your storm shield defense to let those traps do the work. And then you just go out there and collect all the rewards. You never once shot a bullet. You never used your durability. So now you're saving from hitting 20 cars to get 30, efficient to craft your 130. You won't need to do that. You're not going to craft that much. I'm not trying to craft weapons. I'll let my traps do it all. And if we go into my Plankerton, this is just my steel facility. That I'll destroy at any point in time. I could care less that it's there. It's just there to take up space. I think I can only build like 30. I got 30 spots available.
You know the drill.
Oh, there we go.
We're ready to expand
I got like
again.
40 structures
When you're ready to
left.
start the fight, select Expand Shield from the Storm Shield console.
This is all just a storage facility. Because when I do an endurance, they don't make it past this point. So from here back can get destroyed. All the way across. And if I need steel, all of that steel. If I need it, I got it. This is my storage facility for my gas traps. I love gas traps. I don't need this many gas traps. So I've used it for a storage facility. The only ones that I really need are right up here. And they don't make it past this. So everything back here is gone. So I can actually get rid of all of this right here. And then just keep that bottom floor. And then keep all this up top. And I get all that steel. Same thing over here. This whole section can get cut out. because they don't even make it. I mean, they really only make it to right there. So this is just a storage facility for my traps that are inside of it. Just for those materials. This is as far as they get, right here. And this is where they're spawning. They come up here through my death tunnel, and the farthest they make it is right there. So this little bit I could destroy, but I never will. That just stays there. I mean, this is just built to the brim for storage. I don't need anything from there back. That's gone. I don't need anything from here back. That's gone. Just need it from here to there. So this is a really big storage facility. Really big. I mean, there's just so much stuff here that's just there for storage. And this is what I mean. It doesn't need to be in my storage. I can use my storage for other items to stockpile. More ammo. Right? I don't got a lot of ammo, but I can stockpile more and more and more ammo. I remember playing this game 2017, 2018, 2019, when back in the day, if you died, you lost 50% of your durability. When we had to rebuild a base, this wasn't one tap. We had to sit there and smack it to fix what we needed to fix. So doing your endurance runs and your storm shield defenses is a heck of a lot easier now than it used to be. We had to re-farm for all of our materials to go do another storm shield, because what got destroyed stayed destroyed. If you only had 3 uses left, that's all you had the next run. It just stayed there. So it didn't reset back to what's my gas at right now? It's at 43. When I go to put my characters on, I'd have about 140 there. So I'd have 140 uses, 143 technically. So yeah, it's easier now to do all of this. But once again, doing your storm shield for Plankerton, you don't need to build any of this. The only thing you're gonna have to build is when you go to do your endurance, and you just need anti-air. As you see, I don't have no anti-air. I just let them pummel it because nothing. I don't care if you destroy that. Good luck destroying every layer of that. And then this is open. Yeah, so be it. I really don't have any room to put my anti-air, but you'll know what bases to. So I just build the anti-air that I need during the game, if I so choose to build it, which most of the time I really don't build it, because I'm not about to build a trap unless I have to, because I know that material is wasted, because anything you build in the game doesn't stick. So it is what it is on that day. And I only ever did this endurance one time to its fullest, and I've never ran it back 30 waves again. I have no desire to. When I come in here and do my endurance run, I'm just collecting ammo. That's it. I'm just collecting ammo. In Stonewood or Plankerton, I'm just collecting ammo. In my Canny Valley, I've completely destroyed that and built a racetrack. So there's nothing in there, and I got bases with traps and bases for steel, but I got nothing. I've got no amplifiers built in any way, shape, or form. And then my Twine, That's for getting my legendary perk up when I need it. So, but once again, you don't need to build nothing for your Plankerton or your Stone. You don't need to. You can just shoot it out. But if you're gonna do your endurance, then yes, you're just gonna need to use some anti-air and have some weapons and a lot of ammo on deck because you're gonna need it. But you can do it, and it's really quick. It's really not that hard to do, especially if you're gonna run around and you got a couple teammates with this. This thing is amazing. I forget the name of it. It's only a 133. I don't really play the adventures that often anymore. I've only got 4 achievements left in this game to get, and I'm so close to getting them all. Once I get the achievements for this game, I'm done with it. I won't have a desire to play it no more. I will still continue to play it just because I really like and enjoy the game, but I mean, there's nothing left for me to do after that point. I don't even care if they made it to where you could have 160 weapons. I just, there's no more achievements, so there's no point in me to keep grinding. I like my achievements, but I've already beat this game. I don't do the MSK. I don't want to go in there and waste any type of materials on some mythic weapons. It doesn't really suit my personality. So. But anyways, you guys can do whatever you want. I'm just saying that you don't have to build. And if you do build, spawn trap them. So then that way, you're not shooting and you're not wasting stuff. You don't want to be wasting any time at all. This is just a farm. This is just for material. I don't farm for material anymore. I don't need it. I got enough of it now. So, I hope this helped you guys. I hope you save some time, and anybody can go through their Plankerton. If people have given you 130s and 144 weapons, you don't need nothing more than it. You can go through and solo all of your defenses. I did. I met 2 people this whole entire time. Since 2017, I've only met 2 people, and they helped me do my my Twine Endurance, and I only had 2 levels left to do because I've soloed all of mine, and then I met them just playing random games, and they were pretty cool. So I was like, hey, you want to get some llamas? Why not? And we came in there and just finished up my my endurance. Well, not my endurance, but my my storm shield defenses. Really easy to do. You don't need anybody in your game to do it. But you are going to have to build for canny. You're going to have to learn where they're spawning from and spawn trap. And then you're going to have to learn for your twine. Now, once you get done with your storm shield defenses, you're going to have to do your endurance. And your endurance plays a lot different. They spawn in different spots. They hit the same spots 2, 3, 4 times in a row sometimes. So you just got to play, learn, play, learn. Take the loss, build. Play again, learn where they're coming from, build. Because it never changes. It never changes. Those spawns never change. They're always the same. The rotation may be different from one base to the next, but those spawns never ever change. Learn those spawns, build, and you'll just go AFK. You'll set down your controller and just walk away. And if you hear the UFO come, you can come out and shoot it with your sniper. AFK gone, nothing to worry about. I do not build full AFK bases. This base is completely AFK until I hear the UFO, and then I'll come walking down, and then I'll already have my sniper equipped, and then I'll give it a good one. Reach right up there and done. That's it. None of my bases are completely AFK because I still like to shoot. Especially when I did my canny, that was a brawl. Like, I left a lot of open spots for me to brawl. And my twine, yeah, I have one base that I shoot it out with in twine every single time. So I have one base in twine that's not built at all, and I have to go there and defend it during my endurance run. And it gets a little pretty crazy. Sometimes I lose because obviously those guys come out extremely high level, but it's fun. I enjoy it. I already beat it, so I don't mind taking a loss. But even when I did beat it, I brawl. I like to shoot. So, and then I have specific bases for that. I'm not shooting at every base. I'll pick and choose. So I know I'm gonna get bored in 20 minutes. So let's make it this one right here. And I designed the base in case I get overrun to where my base can pick up the slack. But I don't have nothing in the spawn, so I kind of have a crazy build back towards the base that kind of recycles them and then kills them as well. So it's all on how you want to do it. And really, another thing you can't do is like watch some YouTubers, right, that tell you to build this and build that and build this, and you know, all you really need is ceiling drop tiles for any of your endurances. If you wanted to build a base for all of your endurances, all you need is ceiling drop tiles. You don't need nothing else, just ceiling drop tiles. Yes, it causes a little bit of lag for the other people in your game, but not for you. And wooden floor spikes, some floor freeze traps, and wall darts, and subwoofers. That is it. You don't gotta build these great exotic bases where they rotate and get flung off and you don't gotta do none of that. All you do is ceiling drop everything. And what you do, the trick to doing your endurance runs is this. You build everything first. Know where they're spawning from and build. Don't put no traps down as you're building. Build everything first. And then you place your traps. Because when you place your traps, you go above the build limit. So you can get 2-3 times the amount of traps on your twine. That's how you beat your twine endurance. Not listening to some guy say, oh yeah, you need 15,000 steel and these 16 different traps. And then you gotta build, you know, you gotta go like this, we gotta put the floor like that, and then we gotta go like this, and you gotta put our little peanut this way, and then our little sliced peaches over here, and do this, and you don't gotta do all that crap. Then you gotta upgrade this, and you don't gotta do none of that garbage. None of that stuff. None. They're there for content. And the reason why they're telling you that is because they need the content. So they're getting 15, 20, 30,000 views. That's cool. And then you're going to go sit there and you're going to go farm to have that exact same subwoofer, the exact 2 types of wall darts, one with this reload speed and one with that reload speed. You're going to go do all that farming. And then you're going to go watch this guy's next video. He's like, oh yeah, I had to make an adjustment, did this, this, and this. And then you're going back there and you're farming for the same thing. Oh yeah, now I got to go make a subwoofer with a 5 times reload speed. You don't need to do any of that junk. None of it. But if that's you, that's on you. I'm just saying, you don't got to. They're there for content. They need the views. I don't care about views. I don't care if I get 10 views. I don't care if I get 3,000 views. I'm just putting the truth out there. That's it. I'm not going to tell you a video to where you got to use these traps with this speed, with that. Go build ceiling drops. That's all you need. Go build your floor freeze traps. I don't care what you have on there, damage, impact, whatever. Just floor freeze traps. The only thing you need is trap durability survivors. There you go. You'll do just fine. You don't gotta... Man, now we're getting into a whole different ball game there. But, anyways, GG. I hope this helped you guys. And, I'll see you in the next one.